I feel like I'm in a playground and bullies are just beating me upside the head. You're not wanted. You're not worth it. You're no good.
Too bad. Get over it. It's life. You got to get over it. That's the problem. We have these people who constantly boo-hoo, want to be, I am accepted, love me.
Okay, come sit over here.
I am a little bit nervous because I want to make sure that I have my female pronoun on the permit.
The problem is it's a permit, but God forbid something happens to these people on the streets where we're trying to figure out identification. God forbid, worst case scenario, we'll say person X, gets in some bad car accident, trying to figure out identification, how to treat this person. And I see male, and then this person, has a big stomach. I'm not going to think about there's a baby in the stomach. Okay.
Deep inside, I know that a letter doesn't really say who I am, but it's still important to me.
They think that this is just fun. It's just a good time. Like, yeah, we're making a point for our identities, and nobody thinks about the long-term ramifications of what they're doing exactly. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to talk about, as usual, Jeanette and Jazz being excited to make another milestone for transgender victory. But the thing is, there are consequences and side effects and things that happen with these milestones. But God forbid you talk about them, then you're just to label the name. Then we're going to talk about them here, and we are going to go through a little bit of the legislation that's coming out around things like transgender identification. Here's another thing. People just get to pick and choose what sex they put on their paperwork. What if I'm investigating? I need to find somebody. It just really becomes too much.
Nervous. I know. I see you're tense. Having that female permit shows the world that she's female. So if anything happens, like in the airport and places like that, she'll be covered.
Right. But if, Jazz, my God, like let's say the wound decided to do something, but it says female. We might think that somebody mutilated her on purpose, and think that she's been abused or something. What if we didn't know? What if Jazz isn't the story, like the show? It's like, oh, having that shows the world that she's female. Maybe in your mind it does, but there are certain people, when they have that, I still could look at them and tell that they're a man. This isn't just about Jazz Jennings. It's about society as a whole.
I'm glad that soon I'll be driving, and then you won't have to drive me around everywhere.
Yes, I'm excited for that. But I can't believe this day is here.
You're like a little kid.
The biggest challenge is that they require all this documentation, and I'm always afraid it's not good enough.
They shouldn't be doing it in the first place. You should be actually very, very grateful that they're doing it. This is a real violation of reality. We have a real problem in society where we want to be so nice and accepting. Again, nobody should get hurt for living the life that they want to live. But when it comes to certain things like basic, like it's not just your identity. There's a lot that comes with that. No matter what you do to your body, you are not a female. That's the point. And so now we're playing into this delusional game where you have a bunch of people running the show based on their narcissistic borderline personality disorder, and they're making legislation based on that. Well, I feel like I'm a female, so we're going to make sure we give licenses to people on however they feel like they are. How far does this go? Maybe tomorrow I feel like I'm a white person, or maybe tomorrow I feel like I'm a Jewish person, and then I put Jew on my license, right? But I'm not, right? Maybe I just don't feel black anymore. Maybe I'm Korean. Maybe I start saying that I'm Korean now, right? Oh, but does that matter? It does matter. Demographics matter.
First fear is knowing that I can end up with somebody that doesn't really understand what we're trying to do and why, and question it. Because you do read things in the news about people getting denied the right gender marker because they didn't look right.
Getting denied the lie because it is not something to be playing around with. Again, no matter how much wigs Jazz puts on, sewn-ins, how many times they would have cut a hole in there, no matter what they do, Jazz is not a woman, period. And Jeanette, you know that.
TRANS Jennings, station number 21.
Yeah, and then they call Jazz Jaren. That's Jazz's real name. And the mom is getting ready to get upset, I'm sure.
Jaren is my legal name. It's on my birth certificate. I definitely prefer the name Jazz from Jaren, but I feel like it's more important to get my name changed when I get my actual driver's license.
Hello.
Hi, good morning. How are you?
So they're still calling this kid Jaren? How long did that last? This is crazy.
Good morning. Good.
You coming here to do your permit today, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You have all your documents?
I have that and then some. Okay. This is a letter from her doctor stating that she is transgender.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure the gender will be F on her permit.
So they did end up putting the F, and everybody was so excited about it. Everybody was excited about it, which is weird because, you know, then you have this. I don't know what ended up happening afterwards. Florida trans driver license bill lacks viable path to become law, senator says. You know, it's a bill requiring gender Floridians to display their sex assigned as birth on their driver's licenses is unlikely to become law. Oh, okay. So they still can pick and choose. No, thanks. Nope, I'm not coming here for all that. They still can pick and choose what they want to do. You know why it matters? It's the latest sign that at least one chamber of the legislature seems less eager to pass anti-LGBT legislation than in recent years. Florida's going downhill, but Florida's too busy doing other things right now. I'll leave it there. So there you go. It's still happening, you know. And then you get Ron DeSantis, who's here acting like he's doing big things. They couldn't pass that bill in your state, so I don't know. Wow.
But we have a responsibility to protect our youth from ideology run amok, including ideology in the medical profession. And so to that end, in the state of Florida, we have banned gender surgeries for minors in the state of Florida. That is mutilation, and it is wrong. And if you do it, you're losing your medical license and you're going to jail.
It should be like that because it is mutilation and it is wrong. For all the small government talkers, you have to understand that there is such a thing called medical abuse. If we start getting into small government talk, like, you know, Tommy Lahren, the conservative, how she was talking that day, if we start getting into that and saying, well, I thought we want small government. I thought we liked small government. Small government, isn't that what it is? And then we're being hypocritical. No. Then at that point, then people can abuse their children at home and nothing's going to happen to them. How far do we go with small government?
Death by DeSantis. Trans rights are human rights. Killed by Florida DMV. You guys look so stupid. The DMV is already a pain in the fucking way.
Okay, so he's going to curse the rest of it. Is already annoying to go to the DMV, and then you got people laying down and saying all this stuff, you know, death by DeSantis and everything. And I don't even know why they're doing all this because, again, the law didn't change. They can put whatever they want on their paperwork.
I feel like I'm in a playground and bullies are just beating me upside the head. You're not wanted. You're not worth it. You're no good.
Too bad. Get over it. It's life. You got to get over it. That's the problem. We have these people who constantly boo-hoo, want to be, I am accepted. Love me. I am accepted. I am accepted. And so, you know, now we have to sit here and play games with them and their mothers or whoever else is involved in their, you know, in their delusions. You know, we have to go ahead and we have to play games with them just so they can feel better. Forget about science. I am accepted. I am loved. I is important. I is beautiful. There are laws. There is reality. There is science. We need a society that adheres to the truth. You don't need to get hurt. You don't need to disavow violence, but we will not bend reality in order for you to stay stable because that is not stable. I'll see you guys at the next video. Bye.